Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, and their twin flame connection. Fire signs, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the link to my Buy Me a Coffee services and donations page, my official Instagram and TikTok are all listed in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Fire signs, I hope that you are doing well. I was just telling the water signs, I just feel like it's been so long. I don't know how you perceive it, but for me, it feels like it's been a long time since I've talked to the twins. If you are here as a cross-watcher or as somebody who's not familiar with twin flames and you'd like to learn more, I have also included a link to Gabi Kovalenko's explanation, full-length explanation on twin flames in the description box below this video. She does such a beautiful and much more erudite explanation of it. She's very talented, a modern philosopher, and very widely respected, and I highly encourage that you watch it. But in a nutshell, twin flames are two people who share the same energetic soul, one soul in two bodies. Twins are not always incarnated in the same lifetime, though we are living in a period of human consciousness where we're absolutely shifting Earth consciousness right now, and twins are completely popping out of the woodwork in terms of encountering one another, uniting, separating, reuniting. There's always a separation period. I just heard a high-pitched noise in my left ear, so I feel as though your spirit guides are here. There's always a separation period, and that period between twins being separate is so that they can really understand and love themselves, that they can fulfill their own true path, to allow them to discover their abilities, their divine abilities, and then to raise the vibration of humanity, the humanity around them, in their families, in the community, in the world. There are a lot of people who really think that the twin flame dynamic is all about coming back into union, and it's not always the case. Sometimes, and I hate to say that, but it involves two people, right? And you cannot, and this is the thing about it, you cannot control what decisions your twin makes in their earthly body at this time. You can only control yourself. You can only up-level yourself. You can only heal yourself. And that's the whole point, because when we encounter our twin, we want to heal them, or we want them to heal us. We have to take accountability and responsibility for our half of the equation, right? And there's so many ways that we can be connected with our twin, psychically, energetically, astrally. Your twin will always love you. That's not even in doubt. Even if they don't know what they feel in this earthly body of theirs, you know that they love you, right? There's a psychic bond and connection and cord that cannot be cut with your twin. You can cut cords with everybody else. You cannot cut it with your twin. You don't have to be with your twin, and you don't have to take the journey, but you can't cut that cord. So it's almost like the more and more and more you embrace that connection and what that connection represents to you, that connection is going to trigger you and make you look at yourself. When you actually start to look at yourself and you start to heal, the doors that open for you, the up-leveling, the epiphanies, the confidence just skyrockets. Your success your success on all levels. So, and also your closeness with spirit, which is probably one of the best parts, in my opinion. It's just like understanding that your whole spirit team is around you. That's spectacular. I don't know. I feel like it's spectacular. Anyway, we're going to be using, and by we, I mean me and my guides, the two decks for your reading today. The Healing Heart Oracle for the overall energies, and the Light Seers Tarot. Just telling I'm in a really weird mood today, so just excuse me. I was just telling the water signs that the Light Seers Tarot and we had kind of a rocky beginning, but now we're at this place of understanding with one another. I'm gonna pull 3 cards from the Oracle deck for the base spread. Your energy, your twin's energy, and the energy of the connection. And then I'm gonna pull the clarifiers from the tarot. At the end, I will pull a card for advice from Spirit. This is for the fire signs. All the cards are out. I do want to point out that when I put the deck down on the table, this card slid off, so I'm going to take it. It just kind of did a little glide action. Number 5 in the major arcana, it corresponds to the Hierophant, Taurus energy. And the words are trusting heart, listen to your inner wisdom. Very, very fiery red here. Root chakra energy. Water signs also got some root chakra energy going on. You can see here, can you see the little kind of baby feet coming out of the rose here? Kind of suggests to me that it's like from the beginning of time. That's what it just spoke to me. That's what it just said. From our inception, from the beginning of time, our time, cosmic time, you and your twin have been traveling together. Listen to your inner wisdom, it says. The Hierophant, the number 5 that it references here, talks about a connection with spirit through earthly means. So the Hierophant is also known as the Pope of the Tarot. So it's this kind of spiritual or religious figure that provides guidance on the earthly plane to enable you to connect to spirit. So you could be, you could be watching tarot readings. You could be talking to elders, shamans, priests, rabbis, pastors, life coaches, people that you respect and that just provide you a perspective on your situation that you might not otherwise receive. And it's been important to you. Also, it's very difficult, isn't it? I don't know if you find it to be difficult, but I find it to be difficult to talk to people about the twin flame journey. In fact, I very rarely mention it. Even with very close friends, they just don't understand. They cannot understand. And it's not just like, oh, that person was the love of my life. Well, a lot of people have had loves of their lives. It's different with a twin flame, isn't it? We're not just talking, oh, that person was the love of my life. Like, yes and no. It's beyond that. It's almost beyond love. It's this intense interconnectedness that cannot be broken. And it's hard to talk about with people if they're not a twin, which unfortunately puts us all in kind of a weird club. I hesitate to say the other word that people have described twin flames as, because it's not about that. It can be a really lonely journey. You don't talk to anybody about it. Right? So that's why I do these readings, because I just want you to know that there's somebody out there that really, really understands, like really, truly. And what I find, and I don't know if you are experiencing this, is that I know when I meet another twin flame, like when I meet another person and they start talking about a past connection, the way they talk about it, I know almost immediately that person is your twin flame. They might not even have the words for it, but I can feel that. So it's the inception. It's like at the beginning, from the beginning to this point now where we're at full bloom. We're kind of immersed in it, right? That beginning point to now is almost indistinguishable, right? If you were, I don't know where you are in your journey, but if you were to kind of look back on when you first realized you were a twin flame to the point you are at now, I'm sure there's been a lot of evolution in your life, especially if it's been more than a few weeks. For me, it's been years. And the one thing I will say is I'll always thank my twin. My twin was the catalyst. He was not the reason for my growth. He was the catalyst for my growth. I was the reason for my growth. You are the reason for your growth. Your twin is only the catalyst, right? I'm looking at your cover card for the fire element. It's that flash of ignition. There's just a flash. You are the sustained light, the sustained energy. So I'm going to start with your energy, but feel free to flip if you relate more to what I pulled for your twin. Number 34, which reduces to a 7, corresponds to the Chariot card in the Major Arcana, which is Cancer energy. Divinely connected heart, meet your karma. Divinely connected heart, meet your karma. How outstanding, how vibrant, right? What did I just say too? You are the sustained light. Truly. Truly, you are the sustained light. And the Chariot card, the number 7, talks about victory, talks about movement forward, talks about a mastery over the light and the shadow. I feel as though you're currently in your light phase. This is outstanding, right? You're not dimming to fit in, that don't dim to fit in, don't dim your light, all that jazz. You're not dimming anything right now, fire signs. You're fully in your power. It's not just like your power on earth, it's like your energetic power. Like, I don't know if Spirit just wanted me to say soul council. I don't know if you've been consulting with your soul council, like all the ascended masters and your spirit guides and the archangels, like, are they all kind of gathered around you and you're actually activating and engaging in conversation with them about your next moves, what you want, how you want to heal, and like asking them for their guidance. It does say divinely connected, so it's almost as if, like, it's kind of weird. Like, imagine your soul council in a room with you, and then there's a part of you that might feel a little intimidated, like, oh, little old me standing in the room with Master Jesus and Master Buddha and Master, like, Ganesh and like all these like deities and gods, and like, who am I? I'm just like this little human. But like, are you? Or are you simply a divine soul? It's like, this is what you look like when you walk into the room with your guides. You look just as radiant and just as outstanding. Like, truly absorb that for a moment. Because a true mentor, like, think about just on the earthly plane, if you're in a room with like a mentor, a true mentor will not sit there and make you think that they're better than you. That's not what a mentor should do. A mentor should focus all that energy on you and tell you all the ways that you're amazing and how you can improve and how you can elevate yourself. That's what a mentor does. It's not about what that person's conception of greatness is. It's about looking at you and what your conception of greatness is and helping you to achieve that. And it's clarified by the star, major arcana, Aquarius, right? Not dimming the light in any way. Divinely connected. This is the card of wish fulfillment and healing. It's so beautiful. You are talking to your soul council, even if you don't realize you're doing it. I mean, maybe you're just talking to yourself. Maybe you're just walking down the street and talking to yourself. It's like, who are you really talking to? Spirit is there. Spirit is there. Let's get another clarifier. You see? 8 of Wands. This is fire energy. Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. Fast action, fast communication. All of this speaks of light and fire. All of it, all of it. It's gorgeous. Keep riding this wave, fire signs. All this communication coming in. But it's two ways, two-way street, Spirit just said. You're also giving. And so you give to Spirit, they give you back to 10, 100-fold. Where's your twin in this scenario? Number 30, which reduces to a 3, the Empress energy. Major arcana, Libra and Taurus. I love the Empress card. It's divine feminine, power of all 4 queens of the tarot. The master attractor. Reinventing heart. Get to know yourself anew. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Your twin, look, it's like all black and white here, and then it's all vibrant color here. Your twin is literally going through dark night of the soul. If ever I saw a card that could represent it, it would be this one. Really trying to break away from the struggles and the trauma and the misgivings and the prejudices of their own mindset, right? We're all doing it. We're all doing it. I just think that your twin is in a different spot than you are. And it's almost like I feel like this figure, it's like sticky, like it's almost like there's a part of your twin that doesn't want to let go of the past, that likes what was going on back there because it was comfortable, but also knows that if they don't keep pushing forward, they're going to be missing out on all this vibrancy, all of this abundance. This just feels like lush abundance. Get to know yourself anew, right? They're reassessing who they are and what it is that they've been attracting. So I talked about the Empress being the master attractor. What you put out, you get back, right? So if they've been putting out this kind of gray, shadowy energy, that's what they're going to get back. But if they start to see their divinity, they start to see their beautiful soul, they start to accept it about themselves, right? It's like, when, unfortunately, sometimes it happens with trauma, but like it's when somebody experiences something life-threatening or traumatic, and sometimes it has to be like that for people. Then they get a new lease on life. And from that moment on, how they interact with the world is completely different. Like, Just imagine the happiest person that you know, like genuinely happy, not fake happy, and you know the difference. Imagine the kindest and friendliest person that you know and how it feels to be around them. It feels good. And when you're around them, if you're also a kind and generous person, then you want to give to that person, and that person wants to give to you. And then you just elevate one another. And then you spread that out, you pay it forward. I think that your twin is kind of starting to realize that if they just show a little bit more vibrancy and color to the world, they will receive that in kind. And if they don't receive it back, they'll work out how they manage it. Like instead of saying, well, I put all this effort and energy out in the world and it's unfair because no one ever returns it to me. Instead of saying that, you say, you know what? I smiled at that person today. I said good morning and they didn't even look at me. That's okay. That's not my problem. I gave what I could in that moment. They gave what they could in that moment. And we're moving on. Easier said than done. It's hard not to take it personally. But when you get to that point where you don't take it personally, it's like freedom. That's a hard one for me, personally. That's a hard one for me. But I feel like your twin is kind of like putting the pieces together a little bit. They're understanding how their energy works and how it creates the world around them. Right? Do they come home from work and they're bitter and they're angry and they make their family annoyed or afraid of them or walking on eggshells? Or do they come home, no matter what's happened at work, they come home bounding in the door, so happy to see everyone. This home that I've created, there's joy and love here. You know, it's different. Five of Pentacles in reverse is confirming it for me that your twin may have been in this energy of feeling left out in the cold, feeling like they weren't enough, sitting in those shadows. They had the key the whole time, but the card is in reverse. We're not trying to feel sorry for ourselves anymore. It's for your twin. We're not trying to put that burden on other people either, of having to console us. Spirit just said, and if we are, we don't mean to. So some of you may have twins that are doing this, that are trying to put that burden on because they're still working through it. Remember, they're still working through the shadows. I think it will help them. And please don't be stubborn about that, because I just felt that stubbornness come over. Like, why should I help my twin? What did they ever do for me? Right? I'm still angry, you know? No. Because here you are, you're rocking this. You're hanging out with the angels in your mind. So be angel-like, be forgiving, be compassionate. And all you have to do, it's not like you have to do anything for your twin except forgive them for being human. And don't take it personally. Let them stew a little in their concoction. They have to work it out. Can I get a clarifier for fire signs twin flame? Yeah, see? This came out in the water signs reading. Page of Cups. They want to offer and extend an apology to you. They're thinking about it. They're feeling like it's impossible, though. Anytime I see that little pig there, you know, that expression, when pigs fly, I'll believe it when pigs fly, or whatever that expression is. Like, it would have to be such an impossible situation for me to believe it. But your twin wants to extend their love to you. They may not be doing it at this time, but they're really feeling it. They're wanting to. But they feel disconnected from themselves a little bit, just like this. They're being pulled in two separate directions, right? There's nothing for you to do except understand that. Because you're over here. Keep going. And if for some reason you feel like, oh, I'm leaving my twin behind, not your job to drag them up with you. Not your job. Let's give that to Spirit. In the 5D, you and your twin are two peas in a pod right next to each other, looking down on Earth. Look at these two crazy kids. They're just like watching it all play out. You're already connected in the 5D. So, fly, fire signs. Allow your twin. Because this is the thing. If you take that part of the process away from them, they're never going to appreciate it the way that you do. So what's the connection? Number 7. Again, number 7. Just 2 7s. The Chariot card. Curious heart. Embark on a great adventure. See? This is for the connection. I always say this in all my readings. Not all of my readings. I've said this many times in some of my readings. That the greatest adventure is the journey of the self. And ever more curious you can be about your own self, the more expansive your consciousness can be, the further you can reach, the more dynamic the world becomes. 8 of Pentacles, to clarify, diligence, hard work, determination, focus, investment. Pentacles is earth energy. This is you saying, I commit to my curiosity about the world, myself, this journey, and what I have to offer. Because there's this like golden heart energy here, and there's this sun energy here in the mind space. There's so much to offer. I'm gonna pull a card for clarifier. Excuse me. I'm gonna pull a card for advice from Spirit. Advice from Spirit, please. Knight of Wands. Following your passions, being spontaneous, energetic, full of joy. See the black stallion in the background? It's like, hop on that stallion and let the wind be in your hair. She's beating on a drum here, which makes me think of vibration, raising vibrations. Anybody, you know, that's within your sphere of influence, just be a light for them, and it will return back to you. Spirit is saying there's so much to be proud of, there's so much to be joyful about. Your twin will come around eventually, but don't let them dim your light or steal your thunder. So that's your reading, fire signs. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, fire signs.